Hey YouTube, Parson Rick here. Smoking a little Rat Ray Black Mallory in my unfinished Savinelli. Coloring up good, don't you think? I'm doing a VR for Pilgrim In Progress, and also a shout out. He's new to me, might be new to you. I find him to be quite a thoughtful fellow. So I like this Black Mallory. Do have a bit of a problem keeping it lit. So our pilgrim here has asked for a video response on the topic of when were you most afraid? That was a pretty good one. I've been afraid many times, seeing cars headed at me and watching a house burn down and having guns shoved in my face and in my back and my ribs. People with guns chasing me. I was afraid when I was locked in the Sally Port at the state prison with a convict who had to be hitting 6'11". Yeah, it was a little tense. But the most afraid I've ever been is in a long time ago, 1987. I think it was. I'd just gotten out of the Air Force. We were home, and our 3-year-old started getting really sick. He asked to go to the doctor. 3-year-olds don't ask to go to the doctor. I don't ask to go to the doctor. And I'm sorry, I broke my mount here on my tripod just now. Anyway, and so we took him to the doctor, and they couldn't find anything wrong with him. And the whole next week, he just lethargic, and he just didn't feel good. His tummy hurt, blah, blah, blah. And he kept asking to go back to the doctor, so we took him back to the doctor. And they told us he had cancer. He had acute lymphocytic leukemia. 3 years before, my brother, at the age of 24, had just died of the same cancer. So I was scared. And I was working graveyard at the time, so they told us that about late afternoon. Our family came over. We had a big family meeting. Everybody was worried and afraid, and I went to work, and I just couldn't deal with it. I set a heister seat up in my shop and just beat the living tar out of it. My wife prayed. She was way ahead of this game. Then we had to take him up to Dornbecker's Children's Hospital up in Portland. And the worst day of my life happened then. Now, I found my dad dead, and that wasn't the worst day of my life. And my brother died, and that wasn't the worst day of my life. And the worst day of my life was holding my 4-year-old son down on his birthday while they rammed a foot-long needle into his spine. Hurts like hell. He thought he was being punished, and he kept saying, "I'll be good, I'll be good, stop that, I'll be good." I was just bawling. And I was afraid for a long time after that. But he did treatment. He came through it great. He's almost 32 years old now. So, nothing has ever measured up to that fear. Bodily harm, death, nothing stacks up to that. The fear a parent has for his child, and our pilgrim has talked about that in the video where he asked this, because it was a similar situation with one of his children. And so I think it's a real good topic. I'd like to see some other guys dive in and give VRs on this. I'll put a link down in the bucket, the vomitorium, whatever you want to call it, the ashtray down there. So if you haven't, I think he only has like 12 subscribers or something. So most of you haven't seen him. And I'll get this right up as fast as I can. So, good topic. God bless you. Parson Rick out.